Welcome to Women with Drive, a podcast from the Deakin Melbourne Boomers, talking all things women's hoops, hosted by Boomers' own Lou Brown.
Welcome back to another episode of Women with Drive, a podcast brought to you by the Deakin Melbourne Boomers. Today I want to give a very warm welcome to someone Boomers fans know pretty well and unfortunately had to miss so much last season due to the shortened hub season in Queensland. So Lindsay Allen, or as we like to call her, LA. Thanks for joining me, Lindsay, and a big welcome back to the Melbourne Boomers for the 2021-22 season.
Thanks, Lou. Thanks for having me.
So you were part of the Boomers squad for 2 seasons in 2018-2019 and 2019-2020. Reflecting on those, what is one thing you're most looking forward to coming back to play in Melbourne?
I think for me, it's just the Australian lifestyle that I really enjoyed, and think with the Boomers Club and just everyone that they kind of gather, and just the people in the club and my teammates and the coaching staff with Guy, Riss, and Flinny. It was just something that I missed during that year when I wasn't there, and so I realized that I wanted to go back and experience it again and just kind of see where it takes me.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, because you kind of got it good with your American summer and then Australian summer.
Yeah.
Does that have anything to do with it?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I was in Russia, and so it was like the cold. I was like, yeah, I need to get back to some warm weather and just kind of cheat and make sure I don't have winter ever again, basically.
You're finessing it, and well done. But no doubt, I'm sure it's all positive things because you're coming back for the 3rd year. But what are your thoughts on the WNBL as a league? And what do you like most about playing for the Melbourne Boomers?
Yeah, I think the league is one of the strongest leagues in the world. I think Australians are incredibly talented, but very much skilled, and they play hard as well. So that was definitely a plus. And then just kind of the level of imports they've been able to have in the past few seasons and the years I've been there as well was something that I liked, and I liked competing against the best from the US, but also the best in Australia.
Yeah, and I know the imports, which just brings up our league to an even higher standard as well. And so I know we're all super excited to have you and Tiff coming back this season, and then Tiff coming back for the first year as well. So a little background on you. You were born in Clinton, Maryland. Just for the Australians, what's Clinton, Maryland like?
Yeah, I was born in the hospital in Clinton, but I've lived my whole life up until college, basically in Bowie, Maryland. It's just kind of a suburb of DC. Yeah, Bowie.
Bowie, okay, cool.
And it's just kind of, just a suburb of DC. And so we kind of got the best of both worlds, and being about 30 minutes from the city, but also just kind of living in the suburbs and having that be a part of my upbringing.
Yeah, it kind of sounds pretty similar to where I am now. I'm in Melbourne, but I'm like 40 minutes out of the city. So it's
it's pretty good.
In the suburbs, an ideal situation. Get the best of both.
Yeah, I agree.
But so mother Lorna and father Terrell, youngest of 3, is that correct?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about your siblings, just their age, and maybe a bit about what they do?
Yeah. So I have an older brother and an older sister. My sister is the eldest, and she is 29. My brother's the middle child. He's 28. I'm 26 currently. And so growing up, we all played sports and played all kinds of sports, but I think we all kind of settled on a certain sport. And so my sister played volleyball in high school, and then she went to play volleyball at a D3 school in Virginia. My brother played basketball in high school, but then just kind of got away from it. But he still kind of plays like just for fun sometimes. And then obviously I stuck with basketball. And so now they're just kind of living back home. My sister's like 40 minutes north. And so she's loving it, has a roommate, just kind of doing her job. And she's an administrative assistant for like a construction trading company. And then my brother, he's living at home, and he's working for the SGA. It's just a part of like the federal government, basically. So he has a government job, which is popular in our area because there's so many that you can have, and really good benefits, all that kind of boring stuff as well. But Yeah, so whenever I go home, I'm able to see them just whenever, and it's really great.
Oh, good. That sounds really good. Growing up, was there kind of like a pretty competitive environment between you three, especially all playing sports?
Yeah, for sure. Especially between me and my brother, I think. I think my sister just kind of tried to stay away from it because she did like other stuff. Like she was a cheerleader and she played basketball a little bit and then really stuck with volleyball, like just to keep that her thing. But me and my brother were always just about basketball forever. So it's just been like we had like a hoop outside of our house, and so we would always be playing like every single day after school growing up, and things got heated, competitive.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, I would lose sometimes. I'm not going to say a lot. I don't remember that much, but I would lose sometimes and then run into the house crying, screaming to my mom that he cheated and all that sort of stuff. And so, yeah, just growing up, we were always playing against each other. But then we had like other friends in our neighborhood as well that we would play against and would join us. So it was just a fun time.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. I know your mum and dad were able to come and visit you the previous years. You were here in Melbourne. And I did hear they were very loved around the Melbourne Boomers family. How are they doing and how are you feeling, they feeling about probably not getting a chance to come visit this upcoming season?
Yeah, they're good. They're healthy. They're vaccinated, all that kind of stuff, and very upset they won't be able to come to Australia this year. My mom is super devastated, actually. Like she was very much looking forward to me going back to Melbourne and then visiting again. But just kind of the world we're in right now, it's just been tough. But yeah, they loved Australia, loved everything about it, loved the lifestyle, the people in the Boomers Club. Um, so yeah, hopefully maybe in the future if I come back they'll be able to visit. But yeah, just this season they're pretty upset.
Yeah, hopefully this is kind of, heading towards the end of an international travel can lighten back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, through Australia.
Yeah, for sure.
So just quickly, you won a gold medal at the Under-17 FIBA World Championships in Amsterdam in 2012. And I only really brought it up was because, obviously that's huge, but as well, I was actually at that tournament too. I represented Australia in Amsterdam.
Really?
Yeah, so we would have played each other.
Ah.
I have vague memories.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it's coming on 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's so insane. Oh my gosh. Wow, really? No way.
I did. So I only just put two and two together, but I was like, we would have played each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, I remember playing Australia. Yeah.
I don't talk too much about it because I do remember losing. So moving on. 4 years at Notre Dame under the great Muffet McGraw before being drafted 14th overall in the 2017 draft. Your time at Notre Dame was nothing short of impressive either, with an overall record of 139 to only 10 losses, which is crazy. You set school records, assists, career starts, consecutive starts, and ACC record for assists. So obviously, Melbourne Boomers fan, know you can distribute the ball pretty well. But how do you think Notre Dame helped you prepare for the league and to be a successful international professional player?
Yeah, I think being at Notre Dame and being coached by Coach McGraw was just kind of raising my level. And we had many great players, and so I got to play with a bunch of great people and great players on that end. But it was very much like we're striving to win a national championship every single year. So that's how we approach practices. That's how we approached workouts, games, everything. And so it was very much like we had our standards and we were trying to get there no matter what the other team was doing. This is what we hold ourselves to. And so some games we would beat teams by like 40 and Coach McGraw was pissed because we didn't do something we were supposed to do or something happened or we gave up too many threes, whatever the case was. It was like, yo, we just won by 40. Like, and, we're college kids. So it's like, whatever, like it's another dub. Like it's fine. But yeah, I think just having someone like Coach McGraw who isn't going to let you settle, but also really deeply cares about you as a person and wants to see you improve as a person and also just strive for whatever you want to do after college, whether that's continue to play basketball or get a regular job, wherever the case may be. So I think I got the best of both worlds at Notre Dame and with Coach McGraw.
And so it just sounds like you guys just had a championship culture to a T, obviously led by McGraw there. So it would have been an incredible stepping stone in your career. You were then drafted into the WNBA. Could you tell me a little bit about your journey through the league from New York to Las Vegas and then now Indiana Fever?
Oh yeah. So yeah, I was drafted 14th to New York, which is great because I love New York City. So it was great being there. But we were like an hour north of the city, up in White Plains, New York, just where like our practice facility and stuff was. But it was super cool because we shared it with the Knicks and the New York Rangers or whatever they're called, the NHL team. So sometimes we would see like Phil Jackson was there sometimes, or some people saw Carmelo Anthony. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. But yeah, New York was a fun time. And I think that team, my rookie year, they were such a veteran team. And so I learned so much, Tina Charles, Kia Vaughn, Epiphany Prince, just so many good vets um, who knew the WNBA and knew Bill Lambert's system and just kind of helped me along the way and helped me to get to that next level, which is what the WNBA is, because it's such a big step up from college, just in terms of playing against the best players in the world. Everyone's faster, stronger, things you got in college, you're not going to get in the WNBA just based on, the talent level and the skill. So, yeah, just kind of learning that rookie year and just trying to keep up and keep pace with all of them was great. And then going into the next season, I was in training camp in New York, and then got waived towards the end, but I knew that Las Vegas was probably going to pick me up and being coached by Bill again. And so, yeah, I got waived like the last day of training camp, and then I was on my way back to my apartment to like pack my stuff up. And then Bill called me, like 10 minutes into that drive. He was like, hey, like, we know you just got waived by New York. Do you want to come and play for Las Vegas? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And so they had a game in Connecticut, which is like a 2-hour drive from where we were in New York. So I packed my stuff up, drove my car to Connecticut to play in their first game. Yeah, basically, like the next day. Yeah. Nah. Yeah, it was insane. Yeah. But thankfully, like I knew Bill's system and he runs the same stuff basically, and it's always run the same stuff since he's coached essentially. So it wasn't too bad. It's just getting to learn like new teammates and all that stuff. So my first year in Vegas was rough just because we were trying to build a culture, and it was the team's first year in Vegas, and we were trying to just get a fan base and get things going on that side as well. But I think we learned a lot that first year, and we were such a young team, but we had all come from winning culture, so we knew what it took. We just had to kind of get there day by day. And then missed the 2019 season with a knee injury, and then 2020 is a bubble season with Vegas. Made it all the way to the championship, the finals. It was a great time. Just seeing where we started and how we were able to get to the finals, and you know, just the improvement of everyone individually, but also as a team, and just the culture of the team. And yeah, it was a good time. Obviously, got swept by the Storm, who really, really good. But yeah, I thought it was a great experience, and just being able to have good teammates and people who I actually enjoyed spending time with off the court was perfect, especially with the bubble, which is a bit rough. But yeah, and then this year I got traded to Indy in February, I think it was. And I knew it was going to be a bit rough just in terms of playing time in Las Vegas and who they were bringing back and who they were drafting and bringing in and all that sort of stuff. So just like a numbers crunch, which is what the WNBA is. It's always tough. I mean, it's only 144 players tops, so it's really tough to make a team and to stay. So it's just like you never really know how like teams are gonna construct um, their team and who they're gonna pick. So it's just kind of seeing how it goes. But yeah, grateful to be in Indy, and grateful to be with some people who I was with the Aces as well. And I really enjoy spending time with my teammates off the court. We get along really, really great, and we are just always hanging out and getting food, just chilling by the pool, stuff like that. And so, yeah, it's been my years in the WNBA.
Yeah, well, obviously, you say a good thing you get along with teammates, because obviously you and your teammate Tiff Mitchell are coming here to Melbourne Boomers. What kind of player is she, and what Tiff Mitchell, and what can the Melbourne Boomers fans expect to see from her this season?
Yeah, I think Tiff is very much like a two-way player. She's very talented on offense, but also prides herself on defense. And so she can shoot the ball really well. She can slash to the basket really well. She's quick. She's fast. She has good hands on defense. And she was just really exciting to play. Sometimes during practice, I just watch her. I'm like, wow, like I can't believe I'm playing with Tiff, or like because I played against her in college as well. So yeah, so it's very cool to be playing with her again in the overseas season, quote unquote. So yeah, and she's just also a good time off the court. So it should be really fun.
Yeah, sure. I'm definitely looking forward to getting to know you guys. And obviously, been good friends with Panina, and she was she was laughing to me about she thought you'd taken her number.
Oh, yeah. She messaged me. I was like, it was like 3 a.m. I was like, Tia, what are you talking about?
She was livid. So I'm glad you guys sorted that out.
She was like, right. I was like, I'm not trying to take your number. I don't know who told you this. I'm 12 right now in Indiana. Yeah, I think it was Tony, actually. Yeah, I was like, I'm 12 right now with Indiana, but I'm going back to 15 for the Boomers. So I don't want your number. I never wanted your number.
I'd be happy to hear that.
Women with Drive.
It's been 10 years since we won a championship. We've been so close.
She misses as well. Townsville, hang on.
This year, it's our time. This year, we're back.
Georgia puts it in. The dagger at quarter time.
In Melbourne, in front of you, our fans. You bring the energy, you bring the noise, you bring the passion. We'll bring the game. We'll bring the boom. We're your team, Melbourne. Let's do this.
Women with Drive.
So your first 2 years here, you made it to the semi-finals both years. Is it safe to say that there may be a little bit of unfinished business on the basketball end?
Yeah, I think so. I think the goal is always to make it to the grand final series. And so for us, falling short, it's never fun, doesn't leave a good taste in your mouth. And so it's always to win a championship. And so that's kind of what I've been striving for and what I'm hoping to get in this upcoming season.
Yeah, and I think I could safe to say I've got the same goals in mind. So we can't wait for you to get here, and I'm looking forward to meeting you properly so we can get to work.
Yeah,
Lindsay,
for sure.
we have our members give us a couple of questions at the end of every episode, so I've got two here for you. First one is from Abby, who is a 13-year-old and wants to be a point guard, and she asks, Lindsay, what are the most important skills I can work on to become a good point guard?
I think one of the most important ones is ball handling for sure, because you're going to have the ball in your hands a lot. And so you're going to have to know when to handle pressure, how to kind of get out of traps or just kind of maneuver out there on the court with whatever the opposing team throws at you. So that's important. But I also think it's just important to watch the game and just watch as much basketball as you can and as much as you're comfortable watching, obviously. And just seeing how other players do it and what you can pick up and how they sort of see things out there in the court and what they're reading. And then just kind of playing as much as you can with just like no structure, basically just going out there outside with your friends, family, whatever, even by yourself and just playing and making stuff up and just having fun and trying to get a good feel for the basketball and get a good feel for yourself out there on the court.
Now, this second one is from Sam Lloyd, who is one of our most passionate fans and members. And he says, LA, I am thrilled you are back with the Boomers as we love watching you play. You have seen Ezzy playing for Seattle in the WNBA. What do you see as her development as a player in the league and coming back to play with her this season in the WNBL?
Yeah, just watching Ezzy in Seattle, it's just been really cool to see her growth from last season, her rookie year, to this second year in the league. I think that's when you make the biggest jump is between your rookie year and your second year because, you know, you get that rookie year experience and it's like, all right, I got my feet wet. I know what to expect. I know how to do this, that, and especially being in the bubble last season made it a little bit tougher to just kind of get acclimated. But yeah, just watching how much she's grown and how much she continues to grow just in every single game has been really cool to see. So I'm excited to play with her again and with the Boomers and just kind of seeing where we can take the team, but also working with everyone else and Guy and kind of seeing where we can, you know, be best on the basketball court.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited for you guys to get here and we can actually finally get this thing started. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, thanks again, Lindsay, for your time tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure.
For sure, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So make sure to subscribe to ensure you all stay up to date with all of our latest episodes. I'll see you on the next episode of Women with Drive.
Thanks for listening to Women with Drive, hosted by Lou Brown. Make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and if you could, leave us a review.